afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Do Something for the Kids, the podcast. I'm your host, Ernest C. Brown, along with my co-host, Shantario Stevens, a.k.a. Mr. Stevens.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
He always laughing every time I call him Mr. Stevens. But luckily we won't get no affidavits today. Shout out to our lawyer, Adrian Satchel, Esquire.
Every show
She gets paid. Every show. But enough with that, I'm actually honored today, Mr. Stevens, to have a young man on here that I admire and love where his work ethic and passion is heading to. He don't know this, but I actually been watching him since he was a young kid because of his brother. And Tremaine and Brian, we got the best brother on here today. I'm just going to tell y'all that because he really impressed me with a lot of things that he's currently doing. And, the thing was, from back home, when you see somebody moving in a certain direction, you're supposed to go out and help them. You're supposed to go out here and let them know that, hey, man, I like what you're doing. Or, hey, man, high five. And even if, you don't connect with them totally, it's support. This is how we get to another level. Like I said, we got this esteemed pleasure to have from Turk Entertainment today, Mr. All City, who I consider.
Good afternoon.
What's up with you, man? How you been?
My man, blessed, man. It's blessed to be here. Appreciate y'all for having me out here.
Hey, man, love to have you. I do consider you at this point. I'll give a little flowers real quick. A mentor, and motivator.
Right.
I'm impressed with the fact that you are an artist, but more impressed with the fact that you became a producer.
Right.
At the same time, like I was telling Mr. Stevens, what caught me was, I was at work one day and it was like I was going through YouTube or Facebook one. It was one or the other, and I saw this clip of this movie, and it was like, man, that place looked familiar. But it wasn't even really about the place. It was about the content of the movie. It was about the content of what was going on. And, it was probably like a minute, but it grabbed me.
Right,
so,
right.
I stopped what I was doing. I looked at one of my homeboys that I work with, and I was like, hey, man, this such and such. He was like, yeah, man, they got the stuff going on with the music and everything with Turk Entertainment. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I listened to the song a little bit, and I'm like, I hardly ever get impressed. And Mr. Stevens could tell you that. But I was impressed, man, by great measure. So I want to know this coming out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Turk Entertainment and who is All City?
All right, well, Turk Entertainment. Turk Entertainment stands for the Undisputed Rap Kings. Me and my partner, he kind of came up. He's from up top, really, but he was down there in Lombard, man. He came to the hood. And he had a vision, and my All City, that's a name that one of my partners gave me when we was in school playing ball, and I was pretty good in that and playing ball and everything, so I just kept that name with me, as far as doing this music and everything. But as far as like Turk Entertainment stand for, we I met this guy, man, and blessings to him. Shout out to Turk. He came up with a vision. He had faith in me. And before he started, before it was me, he was Busha, shout out, R.I.P. Jameson. He kind of came to me with the idea and was like, yo, you need to come on this Turk Entertainment, man, get on our label and everything like that. So I'm like, man, who this guy? Like, he's not from the hood. But, we chopped it up and whatever. And he came with a good vision and a good idea, and then, everything was all positive. So we ended up going to the studio, and I dropped my first song, and then everything ever since then, I just love doing it.
Hey, before I say anything else, shout out to Busha, rest in peace.
Busha.
Like I told you, Mr. All City, I gave my headphones to that man. To take to his final resting place,
Right.
There's a special connection with me and that guy that goes well beyond music. It's life. And, to hear that's inspiration to you, man, it just, I'm kind of a little choked up, y'all. I mean, I don't really show this emotion to everybody, but you know, I want the world to be known that how special that guy was. You know?
Jameson, he was talented, man. Like Jameson was really talented, man. He was gifted, man.
Very. Now, Mr. Stevens, what you heard from this young man so far, what do you think of?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, watching the clip, I really was like, you know, like Trav said, something had to catch your eye.
Yeah,
so when I first saw it, I said, Trav was like, no, I need you to look at this. I was like, let me take a look. I told him earlier, I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I like it, you know, especially when people are trying to do something positive,
right,
you know,
right.
And they put their community out there.
Right.
You know,
right.
Not trying to leave and take your talent somewhere else.
Right.
Not keep it home.
Right.
You know, show the kids here that you can do something. You know, what inspired you to do it? To do music and the movies. What was your inspiration?
Life, man. Life itself. When I say that, I mean like you know, everybody go through things, you know, and my family, we very gifted as far as like music. My dad, he sings, plays the piano. You know, my brothers. You know, the thing about me is that, you know, I can play the drums, but the thing is, as far as like the piano and anything like that, I ain't never focused on that. But like my feelings, something about like when I use that pad and pen, I write, you know, and I always stated that, you know what I'm saying? I always did that throughout my, you know what I'm saying, my life, my childhood. And what really inspired me, man, especially with everything that's going on now, like you look at from where I come from, Rolling, you know, it's really not nothing for the kids to do out there, you know, and most of the times, like right now, it's a lot of things. Only thing kids seeing doing what they watching us do now is mostly like music. You know, they on the block, you know, rolling dice, this and that and the third. Back in our day, we ain't had much, but we had like, you know, sports to where little leagues, and you know, we had somebody like Shamont, Debo, guys like that try to come out there, come get us from the house and everything, you know, to keep the movement going. But now it's like it's kind of dead right now. So with this movie, you know, I got a lot of kids. They you know, which they is gonna get involved too. We're gonna have a slot for them too, and it's like, you know, anything positive that you can do for a kid, and they want to grasp that, and you know, come together and want to work. You know, why not? Yeah. You know, why not? You know.
Well, shout out to Coach Duke.
Oh yeah.
Coach Rick, Coach Rob.
Right.
Coach Grant.
All them guys.
Coach Amont, Debo. Basically my father in football, father in life in some aspects. Right. My guy. Every athlete that ever came through Rolling, the athletes that you didn't know came through Rolling. The whole part about that was like everyone, if y'all mind me piggybacking a little bit, everybody that you mentioned and some that we haven't mentioned always had a message. You know, like our generation, we came through, we saw a lot of crazy stuff. People did a lot of crazy things, but at the same time, they wanted you to take a certain path.
Right.
You know, and so now it's kind of like for these kids, it's different. I can't just go up and talk to this kid the same way I used to talk to a kid back in the day, or somebody talked to me back in the day.
Right.
And so, like, you know, the way that you form this ability to give these kids a message, you know, the way that, you know, we watch you, you know, even, you know, some videos you have where you're working out, or you got kids out there getting trained in boxing, or just calisthenics, or, you know, just physical training, period, is amazing. So what I want to ask you is, do you feel like the method that you're taking now, do you feel like it's making a big difference on these kids' lives going forward, especially in Rolling?
Yes, I see improvement because, you know, like you mentioned, taking the kids to the park, which I call the chamber. You know, if anybody know me on my page or whatever, like they see that I call the park the chamber. working out at the chamber, boxing and everything. But I have a lot of kids. They, you know, hey, our city man, can we work out with you? And while we working out, it's just not working out though. I like to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like a mentor. You know, and I like to see where they head at. Try to keep them on the right path. You know, and like I said about the movie, it's called Show You How to Move. So basically, you know, it's teaching kids, you know, life itself is real life, but, you know, such as, you know, their credit scores, learning how to, you know, build their credit scores up, facing adversities, you know what I'm saying? You know, not accepting no, but, you know, taking no, but bouncing back from it, you know what I'm saying? Not scared to, you know what I'm saying? Not scared of take criticism, you know, just staying on their feet and having faith that they can do anything, you know, that they want to do.
Now, I'm glad you said something about credit. Shout out to Dexter McCray, the credit guy.
Shout out to my boy Dexter McCray, boy.
Because that's real big. And, you know, I talked to Dexter a few times about some things. And, you know, the thing is, like, his vision for how he trying to help people is amazing, because it's kind of like that's the last thing people think about. Right. Now it's becoming more prominent because everybody like, man, I gotta get my credit fixed. Gotta get my credit fixed. Right. Like, you know, that's stuff that we as a people got to start looking at and moving forward. You know, and so everything that you're trying to teach a kid nowadays is stuff that, you know, and I tell Mr. Stevens this all the time. Like, I wish somebody taught me that as a kid. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it was needed. Because once you got in the world, it was like we was taught, man, you got to go to school, get this education. But nobody ever taught you, like, free game. Like, you need to learn this trade, or you need to learn these aspects to help you along the way as well. Yeah. Now, with that being said, we know you talked about the movie that we've been hearing so much about, Show You How to Move. Right. And here, Do Something for the Kids, the podcast, we break exclusives. Right. Mr. Stevens, may I please break this exclusive for the people?
Yes, yeah. I get permission this time.
I get permission? Oh, Lord. Let me tell y'all this. As my pen roll across the table, that's how powerful this movie is. We want to introduce y'all today to a small clip coming from Mr. R City and Turk Entertainment of Show You How to Move.
Don't be street if you ain't street. Yeah, that's just real niggas from the G's. Prepare yourself.
Hey, what up, bro?
Welcome to the chamber, my boy.
Chamber. Why you call this the chamber, right?
This is why I come to, you know what I'm saying? Get my mind off things, relax me while I gain strength, you know what I'm saying? So, I bet you want to know why I brought you here.
For a workout?
Nah. I want to show you how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
All right, you down with that shit?
For sure.
All right, bet. So now I got 3 questions for you, man.
Here we go. Time for Dr. Phil.
Come on, man. Real shit, man. Question number 1, man. What's your credit score look like, bro?
How the fuck I supposed to know my credit score?
So that's what I'm saying, man. You need to know what your credit score is. You know what I'm saying? That'll take you a long way. Your future went a whole lot of way. Question number 2, man. What's your plans for your future, bro?
Shit, it is what it is, man. Shit, we living or die. We want some money, though.
I understand that, but it's the way you get money, though. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all young cats don't want to listen anyway. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna do what you want to do.
And I'm out, man.
You know what I'm saying? You out already.
Now, we talked a lot about a lot of things, and, you know, I don't know, Mr. Stevens, is it the clip that you saw of this particular movie, what does it speak to you? Because I know we watched a lot of it, you know, before we got here, but this particular piece, I don't think we actually got to saw beforehand. What do you think of it?
Well, I mean, the thing is this. Like I said, it's teaching people that you can just learn different things, you know, and you can pick it up from anybody, and your thing is just to pass it on to the next person too.
That's it.
You know, holding things to yourself is not helping the community at all, or anybody. Right. You know, if you have something that you want to teach to people, then sharing it and them sharing it with the next person. That's how everything gets better.
Right.
So my question is to you. In this movie, thinking about how people make movies, what's your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie is in the beginning when I'm at the park and I got a couple of guys, they came up. Well, my man came up. Shout out to my boy Beamer. He came up and he was like, "Ray, what's up? Like, what you doing? Why you call this the chamber?" And I can reflect on why I call it the chamber. And he walks away. Reason why that's like the best part, my favorite part, of the movie, because that's real life though. Like, these kids really act like that in real life, And then he goes to my man Gotti, shout out to Gotti, straight over there and was like, "Man, Ray tried to get me to this chamber," and he's telling him, "Man, they ain't gonna get you no money." See, that's something that, this generation, like, we all know we need money, like, to do things. But I feel like in order to get where you need to be, like, you gotta just focus on doing, the thing that you love to do. And when you focus on doing it, that way, and you love it, everything else gonna fall in place, So, like, everything is money. Money is the root of all evil. So with that being said, whatever I tell anybody, whatever you're trying to do, or anything that you're doing, don't focus on trying to get where. Oh man, I gotta get this. This gonna make me 10 grand. This gonna make me. Don't focus on that. Focus on just doing it and love doing it, and and then inspiring other people. That's the main thing. That's the best gift we can do. Is inspiring somebody. The power in the tongue is powerful. Your tongue is powerful. So we speak vision. We speak truth. So that's how I look at that. Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this, Mr. All-City, because you done made me reform some of the things I was going to ask.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like this whole interview changed, I guess.
For me, I talk a lot about this, and not too many people get to hear it. Like, a lot of stuff I do is behind the scenes. Like, I call it dancing bear. If I ever ask you, you ever seen a dancing bear? It's going to be like, yeah, I seen one. Okay. Do you know what I'm actually doing? Right. Like, you're looking at this, but it might be something totally different going on. Right. But I got you focused on this. And, like, the funny thing about it, y'all, what I got from the movie is a lot of different depth parts. For me, I always analyze stuff very deeply. And so, I'm going to ask you is this. From the inspiration for this vision, what really... There's a couple of scenes I really want to get in, but I don't want to put all the spoilers out there. We want people to tune in and watch everything. But from the inspiration I see for the vision that y'all have, and correct me if I'm wrong, what really made you want to do this? What really made you want to put this out here for the people? And you probably already answered, you know what I'm saying? Right, so forgive me, because I'm asking this because I'm mind boggled a little bit, because it was like he hit so many different things that I didn't expect. Like, that's what impressed me, because it was like, dang. Like, so I'm over talking a little bit, but can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Right. So just like this, coming from rolling, people like, people talk about, getting a business, but the thing, that's cool and all, but how you gonna do that, but when you ain't got a foundation? You know what I'm saying? So with the movie, it's just trying to bring foundation. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to bring people together. I sat back and I said, yo, Turk, I think we need to do a movie. It's like a movie. I was like, yeah. And don't get me wrong, everybody needs support, So why focus on me, you know what I'm saying? And if I need people to support me, what can we give back? You know what I'm saying? Let's get people involved so we can support each other, So that was the main thing, that inspired me for that. It's just seeing the bigger picture. You know, getting a lot of people involved, which we is. You know, that's just one series, one episode. It's gonna be a lot more, but we just trying to get everybody involved and you know, and support, and at the same time we can support them. Just like do something for the kids. Y'all support me, I'ma support y'all. You know,
appreciate it, man.
That's how it's supposed to go. We gotta learn how to work together, man. You know, and makes it bigger than what it is.
It's funny that you say that because, like, we've been talking a long time, man, Mr. Stevens, about a lot of things, and it took me a long time to convince him about do something for the kids.
Right.
It took me a long time to convince him to actually be my co-host on the podcast.
Right.
I told him I wasn't going to do it unless he did it with me. He looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, no, I'm serious. Because, you know, the backstory between me and this guy is crazy. But, like, where we from, he's from St. Paul's, I'm from Rolling.
Right.
If anybody know anything about those two areas, it's, you know, it's a lot of crazy stuff you're going to see. And we ain't saying, like, it was wow. But, you know, you're going to learn life lessons. I tell you, like, if you from Robco, but I always say from Rolling, if you from Rolling,
right,
you can make it anywhere. And I'm living proof, and I got the receipts to back that up if people need to see that.
Right.
He can say the same thing for St. Paul's. And that's how it's supposed to be from Robco. But enough of that soapbox right there. Because, man, you hit me on a lot of levels. You know, don't impress me too much, man. Don't impress me too much. I'm going to ask you for a job soon.
Nobody coming back to do something for the kids talking, man. As long as it's positive talk, you know, I'm with it.
Well, we working on some stuff, man, that we definitely want you to be a part of, but we want to help support you. You know, we want to make sure that your platform is heard. You know, the things that you're trying to do is very positive, and you know, the funny thing, it actually coincides with what we're heading to start to do. And we got a lot of surprises for people coming up soon. And hopefully this collaboration with Mr. All City is going to be a great collaboration because we got something. I'm going to break it on y'all right now. Not going to tell y'all what it is, but I'm breaking on y'all right now. From conversation we had, me and this young man, along with Do Something for the Kids, are going to do something very, very special. Out the blue. And that's all we're going to say. Just be prepared for it. Sure. Now, with that being said as well, I'm always about messages.
Right.
The message from Do Something for the Kids is, you know, mainly make someone better than us, but to rebuild a village that's needed to help these individuals be better than us.
Right.
So with that, from your music, from this movie, and we really haven't talked much about your music yet.
Right.
What do you feel like your message is that you give to the people through those two vessels?
Like I said, building a foundation. You know, that's the main thing. You know, believing in yourself. You know, and with the music, I got a song called, which ain't an idea, but it's called Ride or Die. You know, but that's like, as far as me talking, like a message to the kids, to everyone. You know, we gotta look out for our youth. You know, our youth is the future. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we gotta lead. We gotta lead, and they gonna follow. But in order to do that, we gotta have a foundation. We gotta bring everybody together. You know, like you said earlier, you come up with a vision. It took a while for Mr. Stevens to come along. For him supporting you and believing in you, he decided to do this, and then look where y'all at now. Like, I think this is great right here, man.
Hey, I appreciate
it. Make it seem like I want an idea. Now wait a minute, hold on. He brought me the idea, and I was like, yeah, that sounds, you know, it's great, you know. But when he got to the podcast, I was like, we have to see. But then he was like, well, I can't do it without you. I'm not gonna do it without you. So I was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Right,
you know, because both of us not really. Well, when we first met each other, no, he ain't like me.
Nope.
Yeah. We didn't talk at all.
St. Paul's,
man,
nope.
We first saw each other, didn't talk to each other at all. Then it's just like one day, we just talked for an hour or so. Cool ever since.
That's all it takes,
you
man.
know?
That's all it takes.
Now he's laying on, you know, this factory. But I'm new word, factory. Write it down. Shirt coming soon. Factory, Sean. Remember that, factory.
We're going to keep that.
Shirt coming soon. But he literally was like a Call of Duty prestige player on me. Shooting my shots down when I was trying to, give him some ammo or something to use, or we playing ball and he want to dunk on me. That's how he was treating me. Now I'm just joking, y'all, but he's probably been one of my biggest supporters. I have a lot of people that's been in my corner, but the hardest thing, and I can't speak for you, Mr. All-City, I can't speak for you, Mr. Stevens, but the hardest thing in life is when you don't have that support, or you don't see the support, or do you have enough oomph, or do you have enough will to keep pushing by? One of the hardest things that we always have, me and Mr. Stevens have always been told, you have to persevere past anything in your life. And that's not the exact words, but basically the concept was you have to persevere behind anything that you do in life. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be struggles. It's going to take time. And so, what we see from what you're doing, it's showing that perseverance. It's showing that struggle. It's giving people insight to what a person goes through. And I feel like that's something big that everybody needs to see. I love the glitz and glam story, but don't ever tell me the glitz and glam story. I want to hear the struggle. Because, the biggest thing for me, I learned some of the greatest lessons in life from a crackhead and a wino. But I have a master's degree in psychology, and I got a bachelor's in finance and marketing.
That's real.
Neither one of those mean shit to me. Excuse me for cussing, y'all, but neither one means shit to me. And anybody that know me can tell you that, because it's like those two individuals, and I'm not going to mention their name on air, but you know them. Those two people taught me the most valuable lessons in life. And so it's like, how can we give this back to the youth? So thank you, Mr. All-City, for showing us how to give this back to the youth, to give this to people, because it's not just the kids that's going to benefit from this. It's going to be the parents. It's going to be individuals. It shares insight to everything that goes on in Robeson County, not just Roland, North Carolina, but Roland is home. We got to start at home.
Got to start at home.
Now, I do want to ask you this as we going out on this podcast today. Is there anything that you want to tell the people to let them know more about Turk Entertainment and Mr. All-City?
Yeah, I want to tell the people, Turk Entertainment, we accept all supporters. Like I said earlier, you support us, or no, even if you don't support, we support you regardless. That's what kind of heart we have, We want y'all to stay tuned. We want y'all to, get on YouTube, type in Turk ENT, hit subscribe, and follow us. Again, it's Turk ENT, hit subscribe. And like I said, we got a lot of things coming up. We got the next episode finna drop in probably like the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. Your boy All-City here. I'm finna drop my next video, and I'm also getting ready to drop my EP, my second EP. So yeah, we got a lot of things. This probably about the next 2 months, we're gonna be real busy. And like I said, with the movie, we're gonna try to keep that going. We're gonna keep that going. We just want everybody to stay tuned and subscribe, because we're trying to build them numbers up. And then at the end of the day, everybody, blessings to you, love, and support. That's what I gotta say.
Mr. Stevens.
I just want to thank you for coming. Now I just thought about it. Earlier we was like, wait a minute, we know each other. And then now listen to you talk.
Yeah.
And the things that you're doing, I just want to say I commend you. I commend the things going on, especially where we're from. It's not a lot of people trying to do something positive with everybody, including everybody. So I thank you. Thank you,
I thank you, Mr. Stevens.
You don't have to say me no.
Yes, it's kitchen on. It's kitchen on. Woo! Nah, just mess with y'all, but it is catching on. Mr. Stevens. Shirt coming soon, too. He didn't even know it. Debuted today on him. Shirt coming soon.
I have to have it.
You gonna get it. Pick your color. I got rose gold. Yeah, exclusive. Yeah. Hey, you out there looking
I was like,
Kevin Hart.
I'm not gonna say that about
Kevin Hart,
right now.
Sammy Davis Jr. looking. Nah, just joke with y'all, 'cause this is how we go back and forth anyway. You know, he'll have something for me after the show, and I'm be like this, I got you next show. Mr. Stevens. But enough of that banter right now. What we want to say, I'm going to say thank you. Not just for coming on the show, but for enlightening me on some things that maybe I lost along the way. You know, because the thing is, I like to learn from everybody. Having a conversation with you before the show and as we were leading up to the show made me realize you were the right pick to come on the show. And it's an open invitation, people. Just holler at us.
Yeah.
If y'all want to come on, you know, we're not going to scare you away. And I'm just joking about that. But nah, all jokes aside, we want you to come on to be able to tell your story. We want you to come on to be able to help people along the way. Mr. All Cities came on and gave us a great message, a great forum to help people with. He's also going to help us in some type of capacity, like I said previously. We'll do something for the kids to help these individuals going forward as well. If you haven't checked any of his stuff out now, please go to YouTube and subscribe to Turk Entertainment. Also, you can catch him on Do Something for the Kids, as hopefully he would allow us to use one of his songs to put in our educational portal, along with where his particular podcast episode would be in upcoming episodes. As always, y'all, thank y'all for being with us to Do Something for the Kids. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Thank you, Mr. All City and Turk Entertainment. Thank everybody for being supporters of us. And also, before we go, my phone didn't go off, Sean, but my spidey sense did.
Mine did, no.
Adrian Satchel Esquire. We're not going to get any affidavits today. We met our quota for mentioning your name.
Twice.
I think we should get a reward. If y'all need any legal service, please holler at Miss Adrian Satchel Esquire. Thank y'all for coming on and being with us today. Y'all have a great day.
Bless.